Welcome to the Agency of the Year podcast by Breaking and Entering Media. What a crazy year. Are you ready for this podcast?
Very ready. This was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed this exercise of going through all the work from the last year. The issue for me that I was facing was recency bias.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was focusing more. I'd like remind myself that the Super Bowl was this year.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, I don't know what are the pundits, online saying about this year's work? I remember when the Super Bowl was over, people were like, maybe not the strongest year.
That has been the theme for the past couple of years. Mm-hmm. It's not been great.
Yeah.
That's what people are saying. And there's a really good article by Jaskarin, the Social Juice newsletter, best marketing newsletter on Instagram. It's like people are not in love with brands anymore. They're more in love with the work that they do, the creative campaigns. So there's like a disconnect in general. And in general, I feel like the work quality, people's perception of it is going down.
Yeah, but that's such like an easy thing to say. Like,
Yeah.
it's so easy to just be like, the work's getting worse.
Yeah.
But there was some really good pieces of work I thought this year, and I had to remind myself after going through it. That's why I'm excited for this year's Agency of the Year, Campaign of the Year, and then we're doing Breakthrough Agency of the Year. 3 categories,
Mm-hmm.
Gino.
That's
Only
right, Jeff.
3. Nobody submitted. We didn't take any bribes this time.
Mm-mm.
Not to say that that's not.
No, I
potential
mean,
for the
we got
future.
some holiday gifts. Like when we came back into the office, like there was a bunch of like
Candles.
candles, yeah, some coffee.
Apparel, which is very much appreciated.
Yes.
Very much appreciated.
And we can take that stuff because we're not like big J journalists.
That's right.
right.
Never have claimed to be. I've never claimed to know anything. However, I do have an opinion on all of these, which
Absolutely.
I'm excited to share.
So we both went and put our picks in. We worked independently on this, and we have them. We have the answers here. So you want to do a quick rundown on how you went about your selections?
Yeah, we didn't talk about how we would do it. I just figured we both probably were on the same page.
Yeah.
I think we are, but we really haven't talked about this at all. We just kind of walked in today, and now we're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the first time we're going to be hearing about your stuff. But I based everything off of really the work in the campaigns. I would say 99.9%
Mm-hmm.
of it was around that. I don't know. Like the new business wins, I think, get factored in for most awards, like
Yeah.
Agency of the Year or like lists and whatever. But for me, since we don't get submissions and I don't know all the work that these agencies have won. All I really feel like doing is going over the work that they did. Mm-hmm. So that was it. I was all about the work, Gino.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome. What was yours?
Same thing. I would put maybe like a 5% emphasis on new business win.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit more on some of those new business wins throughout the past year. But yeah, pretty much on
Can
the
I
same
say
page.
something? My favorite thing.
Yeah.
My favorite way to find out about a new business win is when they put out the first piece of work and say, "Hey, by the way, we're working with this."
It's got some more
now."
oomph to it.
does.
It's
It
got
feels
more oomph
good.
to it.
It feels good.
I'll tell you what. I like when they do that and it's a rebrand.
Oh yeah.
By the way, new agency and we got a rebrand all at once, and we hired a new CCO.
CMO. Just do it all at once
Yeah.
if you could. I feel like isn't that ideal?
The bundle. So the bundle approach in PR is like when the story's weaker. So it's like not a big brand win, and it's not that newsworthy at that time. It's not. So you got to get some more oomph to it.
Yeah, that's you don't have a celebrity in the ad.
Because if you're in PR and you can get the press for a new business win on its own, you're gonna do that, and then you're gonna go again when the work comes out. You get double hit.
Yeah, that's really fun. Is like in the same week you have boom, boom, boom. Like we saw that with WPP, and I think that was way more just about the fact that it was the end of the year and they got 3 big wins all in a row, and like I think those pitches just so happened to wrap up. Because they didn't really come out. They didn't really come out and say. I think it was more like it got leaked sort of thing, or someone found out.
Yeah,
but
that happens.
WPP had 3 big wins, and then they all came out like in the same day, and you're like, wow, this is electric.
Yeah, that Jaguar Land Rover one went crazy on our LinkedIn.
It did. A lot of people were
because Jaguar is the one that had the crazy rebrand, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
All
right. Cool. All right. Show's over. All right, so the first category we're going to start off with this is our only unanimous one, was Breakout Agency of the Year. Before we release our unanimous decision on Breakout Agency of the Year, honorable mentions. Breakout Agency, what does that even mean? Like newish, like made some noise? I don't really know what the definition is.
For me, personally, it's an agency that I hadn't heard of that I'm now hearing that I just heard about for the first time. But that's not. I didn't use that criteria for this.
Breakthrough would be different.
Yeah.
Breakout is like.
Are we doing breakout or breakthrough?
I have breakout on my side.
I breakthrough.
Oh, so breakthrough could have just been anything. Just like
that's what is it? Freudian slip by me or whatever.
Yeah.
Breakout agency makes way more sense, and that's what I picked on.
Yeah.
As well.
So like somebody newish to the game or you haven't heard of.
Yeah, I mean some of the ones I'm just thinking about the agencies that started this year. That when I'm thinking about like breakthrough. Or ones that were maybe in the running.
Okay.
I know one that jumps to mind is Ace of Hearts. I know they launched this year and they just put out their first piece of work, which is exciting. But besides that, who else is on your list?
I was just thinking about this category is going to be much harder next year, to decide with the new agencies that everybody claims there's going to be new agencies because of the merger.
Yeah,
and that's historically. That's biblically accurate, if you will.
Yeah,
you know, if it was breakthrough or like a comeback agency, I was thinking BBH, but that's just not the category.
No, that would be wild.
Yeah, it would be wild. But breakout, who else started this year? You got any? Cape?
Cape is another agency that started. And there's a few more I'm sure I'm missing. But the hard part, again, we're going back to like the comms and PR of it all. You announce that you launch your agency, but then it might be a while before you release work. That is really hard because it's pretty. You get you get a nice little bump when you first start or you do the launch, but that's the thing. I feel like you should be launching with work.
No, you're right. It used to be you start an agency that's newsworthy. Like you have a good executive that is working on bringing a client that they're poaching, whatever. If that was newsworthy enough just to start an agency with a big name. But now I feel like, at least from my perspective, if I'm scanning the news, that's no longer the case because we're going to see a bunch of new agencies coming out. You got to have a new format. You have to have a new style or a new client or a new piece of work that you can show with it coming into 2026.
Yeah, I think the barrier to entry to starting a new agency is much lower than it probably ever has been, and it's only going to get easier with like you can AI your way through a lot of the operations.
What about the 10,000 robots?
Remember
that agency?
Yes.
And what's the ex founder of OKR? No.
I'm not gonna remember.
What the book that we got? AKQA.
Oh,
thank you, Ross.
Ajaz.
Studio
One. Thank you, Ross.
But all this to say, I mean, why we're struggling to come up with this is because the breakout agency of the year is just so easy for us. We both landed on it like right away, and that is Isle of Annie.
Boom.
Just incredible stuff. Like it was just no brainer.
Yeah, let's talk. I mean, we can talk about. I mean, the work alone, just the brands that they worked with. ChatGPT. They did the global. I mean, the premier global campaign for ChatGPT, first major one. They did New York Times, Coinbase System Update, which was played during the NBA playoffs this year. So like just that alone, when that by far and away
was Coinbase Super Bowl.
That one, I think.
ChatGPT Super Bowl.
I know Coinbase.
We got Ross on the
System
sticks.
Update. NBA playoffs.
Okay.
I looked that up right before we started.
Nice. Way to do your homework on that.
But that alone gives you. But the work was good too.
And they started in 2024,
This year?
No,
they
2025.
They started this year, I believe. Ross is on.
And they're
right
ex-Droga homies.
Yeah, so we got Laurie Howell and Toby Trayer Evans. They came over from Droga 5. Their big thing was they worked on Under Armour.
Yes.
In like the Under Armour Droga.
Yes. Some would say, I never released this, Droga 2014 is one of the best agencies of all time for the work with Michael Phelps Under Armour work that went out. So if they worked on that, those guys are coming from a really strong background.
And it's a small team. It's really just Laurie, Toby, and a small team of designers when they first started. So, and I think Laurie and Toby come from more of like, I think their background is industrial design. That was their first thing. That was kind of their intro. So they're certainly not your traditional ad agency folks in terms of like coming with a creative, more like writing background or art direction background. But obviously they're both clearly extremely talented.
Craft first.
Yeah.
Craft first. And then what came out first? Well, so was the ChatGPT campaign, was that the first big brand campaign for all the AI wars?
I believe Claude Keep Thinking came out right before.
Okay. Because I remember that was like right in that. There was like a
was.
little bit of a battle between those two.
Yeah.
Who's got the better branding? And I believe the spots. What did you like better, the ChatGPT spots or the posters? Because the spots I thought were incredible.
I like the spots better.
Yeah.
The posters seem to be getting more love now. In like the tail of the campaign seems to be more about the posters, and I mean that's also just the function of the billboards are still up. There's a billboard, that I run every day.
Yeah, he runs.
And there's a billboard that just went up that is the ChatGPT. It's Cash App-esque. Chalamet,
Yes.
no words. That was the Cash App billboard. They're doing it's same idea with ChatGPT. It's just an image and then the ChatGPT logo.
Yeah, but it needed those films that I believe that's what that's exactly what Isle of Any made when they made the films, and probably the overarching brand, the campaign structure of how this might look, the strategy.
Right.
But I believe they made the films, and then they had I think it was internal or some other entity made the posters on the side. But you needed those films to set the tone and get people to understand what you're looking at on those random billboards.
It was the end credits. The end credits scene, which I thought was such a cool,
it's a big idea.
Cool way to drive home the messaging, and it just fits well. There's something about the end credits-ification of videos and social media. Do you remember there's like this TikTok trend where it was like something was happening and it would be a hard cut, and it was that one famous song. But all that to say, there was like this trend of like you do the end credits hard cut and it shows like, oh, like this is the end of a certain chapter of my life. Okay. It's kind of like the trend.
Is it like this song that whenever I go to YouTube,
no,
it plays that song?
But that is also, that's a good.
Because I'm hopeful. No, yes, I am
hopeful. The
Coach
Carter end credits.
GoDaddy ad.
Yeah. It makes you feel a certain way for sure.
End creditification. Coined by Jack there. And then also just the brand campaign for New York Times.
So good.
Still going.
It's
another big idea, because that is a huge media company that does everything, covers everything. To get that into a silo, to get that into a brand world, that's no easy task.
Similarly to New York Times, similar to ChatGPT, really interesting competition, and like from a marketing standpoint. New York Times, do you remember like The Guardian had that out of home? I believe a few different media companies did rebrands this year. That was a whole moment of a lot of these legacy media companies
they're thinking about
their marketing now. And I think New York Times was the one that definitely was the best.
That one comes top of mind. And there's probably gonna be more that are gonna get inspired by it.
What was it? What was the line?
Let me see it. I get it exact.
Because there's the billboards that are out. That instead of using word, like they use the image instead of the word.
It's your world to understand campaign.
Yes, and they've done a ton of really good extensions off of it. There are billboards like "It's your cookie to crumble." Or I don't think that's one of them, but
this is the way your cookie crumbles.
Yeah, right. So the work is really, really good. It's really impressive, and it's also they've been used. Isle of Any has been used as like the poster child for the independent, super small indie agency movement to say you don't need a ton of people to work on huge global brand campaigns anymore. It's two of them and then a team of designers and then whoever else that they work with. So they've set a really, really interesting bar and standard for potentially other brands to follow in terms of how they go out and seek out agencies.
Shout out to Amy Weisenbach, the CMO of the New York Times Company. She said, "We're incredibly excited to bring this new campaign to life," in the press release.
That's really, really well said.
She crushed it. Okay. Anything else to add about Breakout Agency of the Year?
No, other than they really did dominate this year. My last thing, Gino.
I have something to say about this too.
I had one thing. Have we seen an agency come out of the gates as hot as Isle of Any since Mischief?
hype around it. Mischief had a lot of hype. That was, peak pandemic around the same exact day Breaking Entering launched. Did you know that?
No.
They made the press announcement that Mischief was starting with Greg Hahn on the same exact day I launched the first episode of this. Mm-hmm. So I'll never forget that. And they've done way better.
Maybe we don't need that association. That sets a high bar. I don't know. I don't think
what other agencies maybe that in my conscious life since Mischief, I don't think there's any like this.
It's just this hot out of the gates. Hot. I don't think that there's been one. Ross is shaking his head too. He doesn't remember. Mm-mm. Ross was 12 years old when Mischief started, so that's okay. I can't imagine he would remember, but
that's okay, Ross. We still love you.
But that was the one. That was the point that I was gonna make. That was my big take. Isle of Any, hottest start since Mischief.
I was gonna name Isle of Any as my agency of the year. I was so close to naming it. That was my runner-up as well. And it would have made a great case for it, but I got a different one for that.
Okay, well, speaking of, let's go in the agency of the year. Gino, great transition.
You want to do that?
What were you going to do? Because, that was the perfect transition.
Yeah, we got to do it. We're going to go to the campaigns, but we'll skip that. Agency of the year, ladies and gentlemen.
Everyone's
chapter marker.
Yeah.
All right, wait, we have to get something clip-worthy. You want to do it?
What? Which part?
The transition now to agency of the year.
Up next, Gino and I are going to reveal our agencies of the year.
And I can feel it coming in the air tonight.
Oh, Lord.
Cadbury Gorilla commercial is one of the best ads of all time. When they does the gorilla does the drumming at the end. Go check that out, everybody.
The Hangover.
The Hangover.
Okay, so agency of the year.
All right, so we can't go right into it. We got to do some honorable mentions. Isle of Any is on there for me, Jack. What do you got for your honorable mentions?
I've got a list, and to be honest, I thought Adweek's agency of the year list was pretty funny.
I didn't look at it to prepare for this. You're trying to get
no. Let's not pretend like I copied it. But when I
see my list, your agency on there,
I don't think that they were. So I'm just gonna list off some, Gino, and you just
run it, Jack.
Let me know which ones you're thinking of, you agree with, or that I left
yay
off.
or nay.
In terms of honorable mentions for agency of the year, Rethink.
Yay.
I got Uncommon on there. Mm-hmm. I had BBH on my list.
Yep.
Special US.
Yep.
72 and Sunny.
Yep.
Tombras.
Yep.
And then always Wyden Kennedy.
Wyden.
Always.
Anomaly. You probably throw on there.
Anomaly's a good one. Well, Anomaly, Starbucks.
Yeah, that's Starbucks. I saw Mark Ritson was saying Brian Nichols is one of the best CEOs out there. Have you ever seen the Starbucks old positioning statements? It's we want to change the world and we want to make a big difference for humanity. And Brian Nichols came in and was we're going to basically serve good coffee.
Yeah.
One sip at a time, right, with a little bit of community.
Yeah. If you feel like it, if you want that.
Yeah. These brand positioning statements are crazy.
This Starbucks for a while had lost the plot.
This is big time.
The Starbucks for me is huge, and I go there every single day. But the saddest thing was when they went to the pickup. They turned 80% of their stores into pickup only stores, mm-hmm. and not like a pandemic thing. Everyone was doing the pickup stores during the pandemic, which was obvious. But it was beyond that, and mm-hmm. that was sad. But I don't want to get too off.
And then Anomaly did some of that brand work for it, that relaunch, if you will, the revitalization. If
Thunderstruck.
You will. Yeah.
And they just had the Chevy commercial.
Yeah, you like that one.
The Chevy commercial, people loved that.
Yeah.
During the NFL games.
Didn't really feel much. Me personally, I don't have children.
Right.
And I don't really feel. Yeah. But I could see how that would get the people going.
It definitely got the people going. Maybe you aren't necessarily the target audience, but
for new parents, old parents, anybody that has children, I feel like that was just
it was money. It came out the interesting thing. It came out on Thanksgiving, mm-hmm. and then it just got all the love during the NFL games. I mm-hmm. actually don't know when it was on TVs, but it caught fire this past week.
Hey, that's all that matters.
But Anomaly, yeah.
What about who made the Facebook ads? That was Droga. You got to put those were pretty damn good.
Yeah, love the Facebook campaigns. Droga. We'll talk more about them later.
High Dive on there. High Dive
should be. High Dive, another one. But yeah, looking back, like, Special US is one of those. This LA between Special US and Miramar and 72 and Sunny, 3 incredible LA agencies that have really, really.
What was it? You got Special, Miramar, and who else?
72 and Sunny.
Yeah.
So 72 and Sunny is a little bit obviously more established, been there a while, but Special and Miramar, Miramar feels like they're like right behind Special in terms of like chronologically, like where Special is now is where I would see Miramar being in a year from now.
Yeah.
In Miramar agency, they did the Rocket Mortgage.
That one of the best Super Bowl media integrations I've ever seen.
They're doing all the Beats work. They just did the karate show, I Show Speed.
Yep.
And then Special US, a campaign I love is Football's for Food.
Yeah.
Brian Cox Goes to College, all that work for Uber. They did a lot of the Bumble work, which is a tough one. That's a tough brand to work on right now.
Why?
It's super competitive, and Bumble is like in terms of perception.
Ross,
I'm a user of.
Do you agree with this?
Ross is nodding his head.
He's nodding his head.
But that I think what the work that they did, Special with Bumble for the Love of Love, was really good.
Yeah,
and so Special has been doing a lot of cool stuff. BBH, I mentioned the Dunkin'.
You have it in your room. You have a poster in your room.
Yeah, the Dunkin'.
The Dunkin', the
home coffee.
The home coffee, yeah. Which is not the Dunkin' account. It's the Smuckers, yeah.
What?
Hey,
I will say, if we were doing this strictly off of new business wins, I feel like BBH.
Yeah.
BBH would probably.
BBH. Fallon's gotten some big business wins as well this year. What's the common denominator between those two? Publicis. Is that your agency of the year, Publicis? Is all Publicis?
I don't know.
I mean, hey, if you were going off,
the
holding company of the year.
Holding company of the year would be a fun one to talk about.
Yeah.
No, just agency of the year. But yeah, those are the honorable mentions. I don't know if I'm missing anyone. Wyden always is money.
Yeah, Wyden's always money. I'm trying to think about some of the places we've been to. Goodby's Preacher, like all, Callan's going to be one to look out for in 2026 as well. But let's get into the final picks.
All right, let's do it.
You want to kick us off here with your pick?
I'll kick us off. My agency of the year, for me, not close.
Transition.
Oh, sorry. Yep. My agency of the year, Gino, is Mother, and it's not particularly close in my opinion. Mother.
That's a good shop. It's a
good one. I'll just list off. I'm going to list off a few campaigns that they did just this year, and you tell me which ones catch your eye, and we'll go through it. But I think once I listed it out, I was like,
Remind me, give me a walk through memory lane here of 2025.
One of your favorite campaigns of the year, Never Be a Former New Yorker.
Freaking loved it.
Street Easy, amazing. Best subway ads of the year by far.
Not the Friend? Not the Friend AI necklaces?
Depends who you ask. Never Be a Former New Yorker, Mother New York. Coinbase. They did the musical in the UK, and I heard from people that might be familiar with the situation, rumor mill, the Prime Minister of the UK was pissed about it. If you remember, it was the musical that Mother did for Coinbase that was like everything's fine, but everything's not fine. It was like a direct shot at like the financial turmoil and the economic situation in the UK.
That was fire.
It was fire. Claude, Keep Thinking. We'll talk more about that later. KFC chicken, the Colt, Colt chicken that got backlash online. You never want to get backlash. I mean, I don't know. That's up for debate. People always go back and forth. Tension gets attention. But
I got a framework for that I learned, but we don't have to talk about it in this episode.
Anyways, got a ton of buzz. They opened the first retail store for Meta in LA, Meta Labs.
Okay.
You've probably seen those commercials. It's the all blue storefront.
Yes.
Uber, there's drivers in your area, both spots. Both made me cry.
Not Special US. They did not make that.
No, this is Uber.
Mother.
Uber, Mother, New York.
So when you're thinking about Uber Eats, you think Special. But when you're thinking about Uber driving, you think Mother.
But get this.
What's up?
Guess who did the Jude Law rom-com spot with Uber Eats?
Mother.
Sonic School for Acting Athletes with Terry Crews.
You like that one?
The Jetheads are rejoicing. That's Mother LA. Just those campaigns alone. That was off the top of my head. They did all of that in the last year.
That's good. I mean, Ross, can you figure out how many people freaking work for Mother? Because they got London, they got LA.
I believe they're between 500 and 1,000 on LinkedIn.
That's a big independent agency.
It's a network at this point, Gino.
That's
because
wow.
they, at the beginning of the year, March of this year, 500 to 1,000. Beginning of this year, they set up their global leadership team.
Yeah, there were some shifts.
Joe Staples
Yep.
left. He's now at Coinbase, which circle moment. Joe Staples, great human, great person.
Love that guy.
They established this global leadership team and for their network across all their agencies. I believe they're in New York, London, LA, and then they've got like Singapore, Berlin, Shanghai. Thank you, Ross. And they set up this team that pretty much like, this is like the ideal state for an indie. I think this reminds me of like what Wyden has.
Yeah, I was just about to say Wyden.
This is very Wyden to me. They're scaling the creativity in a way that makes sense, where these campaigns are, for the most part, pretty much identifiable to a certain office, but for a fact that like Felix Richter, who's the global CCO, is influencing. He's like setting teams up. He's staying in contact with the CCOs of the different offices. And so I think their setup that they put in place in March has clearly worked. I mean, they put out some incredible work, and they've got great people behind it. I'll stop right there before I go any further. I got some other stuff.
I was going to ask you, what for me, my favorite campaign, it was just so relevant to when we moved to New York, and I had those second guesses, right? Those minor inconveniences of New York, of like, did I make the right decision moving here? And then seeing those the ads and the out of home for Never Become a Former New Yorker for Street Easy. I just fell in love with that. That was like February of this year, so like early into the year, and I thought it was going to be one of the best campaigns of the year. It is one of the best campaigns of the year. What was your favorite of these?
And the issue with that, that's what I was saying at the beginning, is the recency bias. You forget about. I mean, Never Be a Former New Yorker was so good.
It looks great. Good strategy.
It's so funny.
Great executions.
Great placements. They work on the subway, obviously. But my favorite is we'll talk about that more. I'll save that answer.
Okay, what else you got?
You know what I mean. But one that I really, really did like, Uber, there's drivers in your area.
Yeah.
It's just anytime an ad actually genuinely makes me feel something and keeps me entertained, and it's like those are both like 3-minute spots, and I actually watch the whole thing. Even as, someone that's in the, ad coverage game, I don't usually watch something if it's 3.5 minutes long. Like there's just no chance.
Too much going on.
Anything, like even any sort of video. But these, you watch pretty much a rom-com, or you watch like a legitimate, story or movie play out. It's a film. It's so good, and it just gets you to watch the whole thing. So Uber, there's drivers in your area. Those also recently came out. That was the one that really stuck out for me.
Love that. And we want to talk about the AI wars here and how they built the brand for Claude.
I'm at this point, I'm like, spoiler alert, don't listen to this if you want to wait for my
okay, I got you.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I'll talk more about the AI wars later, but to kind of wrap things up, I kind of talked about the way that they're set up, the global leadership team that they've established that's kind of kicked in the rocket fuel. I mean, Terry Miller, Global Chief Client Officer, Katie McKay Sinclair, Global Chief Brand Officer, Chris Gallery, Global Chief Strategy Officer. You got Felix Richter, Global CCO. He also is Campaign UK's Creative Person of the Year.
He's a legend. He should be on the podcast at some point.
So much at their ECD level, Gino, so much Wyden and Droga influence. And you can really tell. I mean, the work really does speak for itself. But a lot of people that spend a lot of time at Wyden and Droga coming over to Mother, really crushing it. Martin Rose, who was an ECD at Mother London, just left for Netflix, global head of creative, I believe, which is a sick job. But stepping up for him is the duo Tom Coleman and, I'm going to butcher the name, but Derek Mann-Louis. Tom and Derek, this duo, Gino, they did the Xbox Wake Up work with David Fincher at Droga right before they left to come over to Mother.
Mm-hmm.
And then at Mother, what did they do? Some of their first work? Claude, Keep Thinking. This duo that just came over is now stepping up for Martin Rose, who just left. I think they're in good hands. Another couple fun shout outs. Jed Cohen, Mother LA CCO, Jed Heads Rise Up. I'm a Jed Head myself. And then Oriel Davis Lyons, the CCO in New York, leading the Uber work, leading the Never Be a Former New Yorker. And then a fun one, you remember the Ads for Rats
Of course.
work.
Yeah,
we remember that. The students, it broke through. It was on Ad Age. It got covered. People loved it. They hired 2 of the Ads for Rats kids, Boyan Zlatarsky and Alex Ward. Mm-hmm. So the youth, the junior talent, it's all shaping up. Big fan of Mother this year. Glaze Fest over.
There's another one that I talked about on the Long Form podcast. They released for something called the Titty Bar. Do you remember this? By Mother LA. Basically,
of course, how could I forget?
Is a place for new moms to find community, get breastfeeding advice, and have adult conversations that don't involve Miss Rachel. So they had this event in LA on April 30th, and the proceeds went to a nonprofit partner called Birth Fund. So those are a good internal initiative. People work hard on those. That's purpose.
Purpose driven. Yeah, that's when you know you're really crushing it. Mm-hmm. When you're taking care of business on the business side, and then you're doing work that actually really moves society
Something
forward.
that they brief to the agency. What do you guys want to do? Like, what can we give back? How can we give back? What ideas do you have? We'll invest in it. We'll make it happen.
And then I think this leads us into your agency of the year.
Yeah.
If you would like to do a quick clip farming transition.
Yes. Now it's time for Gino's agency of the year pick for 2025. And that pick is Uncommon Creative Studio. Ladies and gentlemen, they crushed it in 2025. In a world of AI slop and grossness and mass production of assets that are ass, Uncommon is all about strategy and craft. I have a definition that I made for you all. It is Nilsian. Nils Leonard, obviously, is the CCO founder of Uncommon, and everything he touches, everything Uncommon does, has this Nilsian adjective to their work. It's a standard of making defined by disciplined craft, sustained hard work, and poetic intention. Let me put that in a sentence for you all. This campaign feels distinctly Nilsian, built with craft. So the origin is from London. That's where Nils lives here, but obviously he's not doing this alone. He's got a great team with who's running the show in New York, Jack?
Sam Shepard.
That's a dynamic duo there, and I'm not as well knowledge on the entire team. Those are the 2 people that I know very well. But yes, I mean, just the craft, everything they do is super poetic. It's Nilsian. And
what were some of the big spots you liked this year? Because I got a few that were
for sure fun. So everything here is just well thought out. I think the one that best personifies this is BritBox, the See It Differently campaign. This is the one where when you were reading the ad trade coverage, it was like it was filmed with 11 handcrafted sets. It was like 500 costume changes. Yeah. It took 14 hours to shoot. I might be butchering some of these.
It took 14 days. Nobody ate.
Nobody did anything but work for that whole time. And it was just like it was just fluid craft focus for BritBox there. And it worked. They got a Grand Clio. It drove website engagement 3 times, 4% lift in awareness. Like, it has the results there to prove it.
It is a Nilsian campaign. Mm-hmm. It's also Shepardian. Sam.
What's Shepardian?
Shep. As a friend of Sam,
yes.
I call him Shep.
Yeah.
He told us, I remember, when one of an ethos or like a thought exercise for the team when they're creating work is, what could we do to make this harder on ourselves?
Yes,
That
I remember
was that was what he said to us. I remember. I think when we were discussing the Guinness work, and we can talk more about that because that was amazing.
Yeah.
But I think it's so telling, and I think you see it, especially in BritBox. How do we make this work, this creative, this campaign harder on ourselves? Usually, it's just more of a roundabout way of saying like, let's do something unreal. Let's take it to the next level. Let's amp up the production. Let's amp up the idea. Let's add some more layers. But I thought that was really striking, and it's a testament to the whole culture of the agency.
I don't know if they planned it by design, but you have this take. We saw it with the Porsche work. It's like the human craft is now the new luxury, and it seems like Uncommon has positioned themselves as like human craft. They're not using AI to make slop. They're getting in there, and brands are going to pay a premium for that, and audiences are going to see that, respect it, and want to engage with that brand.
And I like that they aren't necessarily. I mean, Nils in like interviews probably talks about it, but I wouldn't say that they're like super outward about the fact that they're like, we hate AI, we're not going to use it. They just show it through the work.
Yeah,
it just shows through the work, and that's the best way to do it. They walk the walk versus talking the talk, and that's what's really admirable about Uncommon. And this is an agency, Gino, London presence, and then they broke through in the New York market. And when were they started? When was it Uncommon? When was their first?
2020. I'm going to guess 2024 for New York. Or are you talking about in general?
I would want to know in general too.
When was Uncommon?
Like when did Nils?
Well, people forget that they are a part of a holding company.
That's right.
That's the biggest surprise. 2017 is when the full agency was created. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
when were they acquired by Havas or merged with Havas? If
So-
you can find that out.
So they're a part of Havas, but they started in New York in the year and a half ago, 2023.
I was working at Havas when they. I'll give you guys some little insider trading here. I was working at Havas and like global comms around that time, and basically untouchable. Like, don't bother Uncommon. Like, don't even try to get them to do anything you want to do. We're gonna put them. They're the boutique. They're the pros. We're not interrupting.
Well, that feels smart.
Yeah.
I mean, that's clearly worked out.
And
is it not ideal though, from like a comms PR perspective, that you kind of forget that they're a part of a holding company?
I'm sure that's what they wanted. That's probably all by design. Yeah.
All by design. It's got to be.
Yeah.
But either way, regardless, they are incredible. And last year was incredible. The Rat Boot Fashion Week, and then they followed that up this year
With Pain.
Yeah, if you want, that one was, I feel like, a great follow up.
That's their own project.
Right.
So they like to do these metaphors. Remember that poetic portion of Nilsian? Well, this one I believe was led by Shep, but it's all about New York City because their shop is in New York, and the insight is New York's obsession with luxury status. Elusiveness of making it. So the installation was covered. Basically, what they do, they have a Birkin bag, which is thousands of dollars worth of bag in a machine, a claw machine that was open to the public. You can go in there and try to grab for this luxury Birkin bag, but it was rigged. Nobody can actually pick it up. And how they rigged it, I'm not sure. We saw it there, but it's all about this metaphor of living in New York, trying to chasing that hedonic treadmill of looking for that next thing. I'll be happier once I get this next thing. And that was a nice little installation that they did on their own. But in general, Jack, I mean, I want to read some of these other ones, and you can stop
And I'll
me.
quickly shout out Kelly Barrett, who worked on that, and her partner. I'm just blanking on the name. I'm really sorry, but that crew.
Okay.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
But back to you, Gino.
Other campaigns that they worked on. Let's talk about booze. Lagavulin. That was a beautiful spot, and they had Nick Offerman voice that. If you recall, Nick Offerman, and was at Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
You'd only drink Lagavulin. So they brought him in. Oban, they did a campaign like being this likable isn't easy, and then Guinness. Guinness, they claim, is one of like the biggest pitches of the year for that account that they won. And then that commitment to making shit harder for themselves, they went across the U.S., spanning 50 states here, filming different people drinking and enjoying Guinness.
Yeah, it's a great. It's what I think of when I hear the word anthem. A brand anthem, and It's amazing. The music behind it too. Ross, I forget what it's called, but it was really, really. Iron Sky by who?
Paolo Nutini.
Excellent. It's like a great soundtrack, great song behind it, and really, really powerful. It felt very Uncommon. Mm-hmm. I bet if I had to guess, Uncommon wouldn't want people to think like, oh, there's like a house style, but it really is. Like, it feels very Uncommon. It feels very Nilsian.
It seems like they're making some jabs against the category norms. So the Ordinary did this all year. Like The Ordinary. Periodic Fable, decoding those beauty buzzwords with that crazy crafted like spot with the people that are like putting ice blocks on their face and ripping their faces off. But they're basically establishing the brand The Ordinary as a challenger, basically saying like you don't need all this BS, and like they're telling the truth. They're speaking that poetic freedom to the audience.
Is that the one where is that also for The Ordinary where they had the $1 million activation?
Yep. Calling out like these beauty brands, these makeup brands that are spending so much money, millions of dollars on celebrity endorsements.
Right.
So they put, I don't think it was real money. They put an installation of what looked like $1 million
in
Soho, which is the heartbeat of like luxury overspending.
Literally like a block away from all the shops,
their
Zara,
stores.
I don't know what.
They also did WikiLeaks of beauty, same thing, similar vein for The Ordinary. They released for free, the brand released for free all these case studies, research papers that were unpaywalled for what's truly going on in your serums and your products, so you can actually see what's scientifically based is like good for your skin.
Yeah, I think well deserved for Uncommon.
Mm-hmm. Depop, Instagram work as well.
They have
EA Skate, Under Armour.
Yeah, the EA Skate, the Under Armour work. EA Skate, they built a skate park in Mexico City.
Mm-hmm.
That was really good. The thing about Uncommon, we were talking about award show and lists and whatnot. They are in a tough spot.
Why is that?
Because they can't win an indie agency award.
No.
They have their offices are like mainly London and then New York, so it's hard to win like U.S. Agency of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to win global because they're competing with like Wyden. Mm-hmm. They're competing with Mother. I think they are in award show from an agency standpoint, award show purgatory. And it probably doesn't really matter to them. I think they're probably more concerned about the campaign and the work anyways. But to me, they're in a tough spot.
And you're absolutely right. I think they won campaign U.S. Agency of the Year 2025 campaign U.S. Agency of the Year, Uncommon Creative Studio. And they have the rap boot there. I don't think Nils cares that much.
Yeah,
I think he's just so involved with the craft and the work itself. Like, there's probably somebody else on the team that's like pushing him to do all that.
Well, as now an awards guy myself,
mm-hmm.
If I'm thinking for us selfishly, when we start, we got to have at least 25 categories for this next year.
Sure.
So it's like, where do I put Uncommon? Maybe we do it has an office everywhere, but also isn't indie, but also isn't. That doesn't really feel like a holding company award.
How would you define an independent agency?
That's a fun one. That was probably one of the major stories of the year. If we did,
I think that was one of the. I think that's Ad Age's like most read story. It's got to be up there, top 3. I've heard that in conversation. It's
an incredible position that the industry has found itself in.
What else can I say about Uncommon? We can wrap this one up. Okay, so they won in 2025. Instagram, The Ordinary, Under Armour, Diageo portfolio, which includes Guinness, Oban, and Lagavulin, EA Skate, Depop, and National Association of Realtors. So some of those campaigns that we were talking about, they won it this year, and they brought those campaigns out right away. Yeah. Also, I wanted to give a shout out to the Under Armour work. That beautiful spot. Remember when we saw it? We're like, I think you actually quizzed me. You showed me the spot. You're like, guess what agency made this? And I go right away. Yeah. Uncommon. So go check that out.
So good.
Check that one out.
It's very
it's
evil.
Be the problem.
Yeah,
the problem.
It's very similar to the Nike, and even like old school Under Armour. Protect this house.
Yes. The only way is through.
Yeah. It's bad. It's badass.
Yes.
And And Under Armour was in need of something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think Under Armour, the Protect This House work was so good.
Mm-hmm.
Under Armour was so ubiquitous with athletes, and it's nice to see something crazy like that. It's like dark. It's like film.
We got President Lindsey Cole, CCO Sam Shepard, Chief Strategist Steve Zaroff. They're a trio, and they're freaking moving and grooving here in New York City.
Yeah.
So.
Anna, Chief Marketing Officer, Andrew Hunter,
Mhm.
ECD, I think ECD in the New York office. So shout out to you all. Well done.
Great.
Congrats. You did it. We'll send you a bust of Gino's head. That'll be the award.
I like that. They'll like that too. All right, let's get into campaign of the year. Not ad of the year, campaign of the year.
Yeah, I had a bunch on my list, Gino. I mentioned it earlier. Love the Rocket Mortgage Super Bowl ad, Miramar. The Take Me Home Country Roads goes into the Super Bowl. You go from the commercial into the live game of people singing Take Me Home Country Roads, which was the song in the ad. It's really cool. It's really, really hard to do something that's never been done before.
I've never seen anything like that.
Really hard to do something that's never been done before at this point. And they did something that's never been done before, pulled it off. Also, a shout out to Rocket Mortgage also, because that takes some cojones.
For sure.
You know what I really liked? On your uncommon thing, the campaign that they did, it's called Anyway, but you've seen it. It's like Tyler the Creator talking to a group of young people trying to quell their worries about creating. The whole campaign is around just getting people to create more and do more stuff and using Instagram, obviously.
Yep.
I think they just did another one with Fred again. I believe there's other ones out there, but I really did like that. Duncan at Home, BBH.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
What I liked about this one, it went from just the out-of-home spot, and then this is me speculating, it went so well that they then turned it into like a film.
Yeah, the tiny boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I threw this one in here, the Marty Supreme.
Oh,
Marty Supreme campaign.
hey.
It's a great one.
You can't deny it. Actually, I don't know how the results are if we're talking about creative effectiveness, but just
buzz.
buzz.
It was the box office first
Great.
weekend was really, really successful. Then, another one that isn't your typical ad agency campaign, the Zoran Mamdani political campaign. I believe that was number one.
Great call.
From Tim Nudd. Tim Nudd's campaign of the year.
Wow.
So then I love the Gap work this year. Cat's Eye, the girl dance singing crew.
What about the other one?
And then Sienna Spiro, Gap, the choir, singing The Climb, Miley Cyrus. So good. Steph Curry Billboard.
Steph Curry
More of a
Billboard.
spot, I'd say.
That would, if we had a category for best ad, I was gonna put that as my favorite ad, if you will.
Another one, no spoilers, but reminds me of what you're gonna pick for campaign of the year. Cheeto's Other Hand by Goodby. I like this one a lot, Gino, because of how long, the staying power of it.
Yep.
And the integrations. They brought in the fingertips. So just like really, really tight strategy. Yeah. And they've been able to do a lot with it.
That's just Jeff Goodby and Rich Silverstein just find something, and when it freaking works, keep it going.
This is my favorite thing about that whole campaign is every time they talk about it, the main image is the picture of Rich with his hand.
It's the best.
He's the only agency.
He's the PR key visual. Because they positioned him as like a design expert, right? Which is like he is.
He is a design expert.
And
he's the main character of the campaign. It's Rich Silverstein. If you didn't know that, you would think it's just like, oh, it's just they're doing whatever. But to make yourself,
does he get
royalties?
Some money from that?
He's the talent.
Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, I think if anyone's deserved the right to have themselves be the main visual, it's Rich. But that was cracking me up.
He's like, this is it. It's now.
It's like he's got the entire agency working on this. And then recent one, Deutsch, Malik Neighbors, IHOP.
Yes.
The Deutsch work.
I love it.
Any other ones? Did I miss anything? Ross? In terms of honorable mentions?
Football is for food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially U.S. football is for food. The Nike Super Bowl ad, their first one in like 30 years.
Yes.
So Win by Wyden. It was all the female athletes.
That was wild.
Really, really good. Probably, I think I said that was my favorite Super Bowl ad.
Yeah. Did that win the Super Clio? Can you look up Super Clio, Ross, please?
I want to say
2025.
I think
It's got it. I'll put a Starbucks gift card, $10.
Recall.
So win.
Boom.
Mm-hmm.
So you just got your. So Ross, you owe Gino.
No.
Was it a little recall test? Any other Super Bowl ads you remember?
Yes.
But yes.
Other Rocket we talked about. My winner. We're gonna talk about. What else? Seal.
Seal. I was gonna say Seal.
Yeah.
What was that? Who did
There's Mountain Dew Goodby.
Goodby?
Mhm.
Yeah. Wow. That's impressive. The Seal. I remember the OnCloud flower shop in the agency.
Yes.
Roger Federer.
Federer. If you tell me a brand, I would probably remember it.
Yeah,
But free recall, man, that's tough. That's
free call.
That's a tough ask.
A little stat for you: 10% of people can recall an ad that they saw a week ago. Normally, 80% can recall a Super Bowl ad.
That's why. How much does it cost? $8 million?
$8 million right now for a Super Bowl ad, 30-second spot this year.
It's one of the last monoculture moments.
Self-plugs. Stay tuned. Super Bowl. We got a lot of good stuff coming for the Super Bowl.
Yes. You gotta turn on post notifications.
It's really
Instagram.
gonna it's the sickos. The ad sickos are gonna love the content that we put out in the next month and a half.
Did you say your agency of the year or campaign of the year?
No.
Okay, then I'll do it because I kind of hinted at it. Now it's time for Gino's pick for campaign of the year, and mine is Case of the Mondays made by Mischief for the client. Coors Light over at Molson Coors.
Love
And
this. This
I would
tells you a
say-
lot about Gino, I think.
I do like to drink.
No, not that part.
This is the best Super Bowl lead up I have ever heard of, seen, studied, read in my entire life, ladies and gentlemen. If we're going to do some history check here, the Vader spot, I believe that was like 2010s for a car brand, that little kid that did the Darth Vader spot. Tim Nudd's podcast tagline claims that was the first Super Bowl teaser. They did a teaser for that a decade plus ago. So that kind of set the tone for teasers in the Super Bowl, releasing the ad before the Super Bowl is even on. Like, we can watch all these ads, but the way that Mischief launched this 4 Cases of the Mondays, just the tentpole moments, the strategy behind it, having something every single week for 4 weeks, hinting at this Case of the Mondays spot was incredible. So, do you remember it, Jack? What did they kick it off with?
Well, I do remember the different executions. Why don't you give us like the chronological, maybe like, each thing that happened, and then we can go back and dissect each.
So 4 weeks before the Super Bowl, they release there's a billboard that has a typo. Ice cold refreshments, I believe it said.
Yep.
And then that caught traction, and that was in a New York Times billboard spot, and that caught traction from the general public. Hey, check out this typo. Check out this typo.
Yeah.
Check out the typo. So that's really when the response came in from Coors Light, and it basically was a formal press release. And it says, sorry, basically, like, thanks for the call out. Sorry, we had a case of the Mondays. And that's where if you're in PR, advertising brain, your wheels are spinning. Something's going on here. Okay. So week 2, they dropped the actual case of the Mondays reveal. So they dropped that the cases were going to be rebranded and printed out and sold for the actual Coors Light product, which is a pause here. We've seen limited edition drops, and like there's a light bulb that has, there's a Coors Light ornament, and they make like 50 of them. But for this, they actually made 2 million cases of this case
People
of the
do this
Mondays
all the time.
beer.
They do like a limited edition. It's literally it's just for the social post. But
2 million cases.
They actually did it.
In retail presence across stores in the U.S., and they all sold out.
Yeah.
So that's when they dropped that. The new case of the Mondays. Week 3, they dropped the Coors Light face roller stuff as well.
And that was what was the
ice roller?
Because you're like hungover on Monday,
Yes,
kind of thing.
Yes. And then so people are like, something's going on here. And then let me see here. Week 4 was with the actor from Veep. His name is Timothy. And I don't know if you remember this one, but he's basically messing up his lines. He says like pasta instead of the right word. And then he goes, oh, sorry, I had a case of the Mondays. And this is all then going to be revealed on Super Bowl Sunday with the sloth commercial. And then it goes Mondays. And then after the Super Bowl, giving out the free retail cases to some of the people in the U.S. All this is basically based off the insight that Mondays suck. And the worst Monday of all is those that have to go to work after Super Bowl Sunday. Yeah. We're all staying up late. We're all drinking. And then you have to go into work on Monday after the Super Bowl. And they just crushed it.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. It's really interesting, too, because in other cases, no pun intended, you might have a situation where the Super Bowl is the kickoff to a campaign that happens the rest of the year. We saw with Uber Eats, football is for food. They've carried that through the year. What's interesting about this is they set up the whole thing for the thing is the Monday after the Super Bowl. So they have that window, the Super Bowl commercial, and then the next day, and that's the whole. So how do you make it last longer?
You own the lead up.
Yeah, you own the lead up versus owning the after.
Yes.
Because to be honest, it's really smart because the after is so crowded.
Yes. And I'm seeing I'll see the same campaigns run throughout the whole year from post Super Bowl. I mean, not directly, but March Madness, Bateman versus Batman, I'm still seeing it. And studies do show that the consumers don't get tired of it. Like they can see these ads more often, but we're in the industry, so we can get tired of ads a little bit faster. But it goes to show that they had a month to own the lead up of the Super Bowl and then convert those sales, and they did it perfectly in the lead up. 4 weeks.
It is probably what we'll see more of because in a lot of cases, the teaser is just like the first 30 seconds or like the first 10 seconds of the ad. Like in a lot of cases, do you remember the Dunkin' ad? In like the teaser was the whole thing because it was the guy
Jeremy Strong
coming out of the vat.
Beans, yes,
and that was like the big thing. And then you got to the Super Bowl commercial. Well, this only applies for us because we're in the game.
Yes.
But like for me, I watched that and I watched the commercial and like the teaser was
the best part
of the ad. Yeah. And I already saw that.
Yeah, you can't do that.
So you can't do that. And
and that was Ben Affleck's agency, so we can we can talk shit about
it.
Yeah.
He'll be fine. But
yes.
that was like probably a poor example of how to do a teaser. This is the other end of the spectrum.
Oh my gosh.
This is like so creative.
And we saw another really good teaser that was good. I just don't think it lived up to this standard, and that was with the GoDaddy Walton Goggins.
Oh, for sure.
The really goggles. Good. Really good as well. Like quality another needs. Great, yes. Having Walton Goggins create these fake goggles for his new business, or that he could actually buy them. But to promote GoDaddy's like new AI Aero software for business owners, like that was cool too. But I think this one, selling 1.8 million cases, 400% increase in social chatter, like every news outlet covered it. So you got Stephen Colbert talking about it, and you gotta love to see that.
No, it's great. It's a fun brand. It's a beer Super Bowl and beer. Is it's hard to break through.
Good strategy just all around. Like case of the Mondays, all the things that they did leading up to it. Mess ups here, fix the typo, face rollers for when your face is puffy when you're hungover, all that stuff.
Yeah, they crushed it. Mischief. You come to expect this now.
Easily an agency of the year contender too. I don't know if we mentioned.
Oh yeah, I don't even think we mentioned them, but 100%.
I think it's just like so embedded.
It's the widenification. It's the widenification.
If you go up to any advertising professional, you ask them to name some of your favorite agencies, you're going to hear Mischief.
100%.
So got to give them love there.
Yep, 100%. Great call. Campaign of the year, Gino.
Thank you, sir.
Well done. Is it my turn? Should I go?
And now for Jack's campaign of the year.
Now, this is my campaign of the year for 2025. Gino, this campaign, I've never been so interested or intrigued by a campaign and then the reaction by the target audience. I was deep in this algorithm. I was all over this. Campaign of the year, Keep Thinking by Claude, done by Mother. My agency of the year.
Wow. You doubled down, huh?
Yeah, Mother gets the sweep.
Wow.
But I'll talk more about the campaign because I think that Claude and Anthropic, who owns Claude AI company, there's more to it than just the part that Mother did. But Mother sets the stage here with this ad, this spot, this film. I believe it's a minute long, and the backdrop is so important because this is the AI wars. AI has taken over everyone's lives. It's the number one topic of conversation across every single industry. Everyone, and we all go into this year. We're like, okay, how are they going to market themselves? This gold rush, this like the new internet boom of AI, and your big players. You got ChatGPT, you got your Gemini, and you got Claude, Anthropic, and then there's like everyone else. There's so many chatbots that are out there. And this positioning, this campaign is genius. It would have been so easy for them to screw it up. It would have been so easy based on how divisive AI is, how people, there's the scam artists, AI is taking over the world, AI is going to take your job. I saw a billboard yesterday that was like, who doesn't take vacations? This AI chatbot that can replace your salespeople. It's crazy.
I kind of like that.
It would have been so easy for them to screw this up, but instead, I think this is the best tech ad since Apple 1984.
Wow.
That's my take.
People say that's the best Super Bowl ad of all time.
More on that later, but Keep Thinking, Claude. If you've not seen the film, The Spot, please go see it. The whole thing is it positions. They're saying there's never been a better time to have a problem. They start off the film by it's like chaos. It's like people rioting in the streets. There's a piano falls. That's like an homage to I think an Apple ad. But there's police. There's all this stuff going on, and then they flip it and they say, no, actually, there's never been a better time to have a problem because of Claude and what you can do with it. It positions Claude as the sidekick to the human and puts the human first. It's reminiscent of 1984 because it's showing you, the future of what you can accomplish with this versus saying Claude is awesome, use Claude. They're saying humans it's so exciting, the future of humanity, because of what can be accomplished now with this new tool.
Optimistic approach.
100%. It's speaking to these tech nerds. It positions Claude not necessarily as like what ChatGPT did with their campaign, which is like, use this to have fun on your first date or how to fix a car. It's like, how do I solve the biggest problems in the world? I'm going to use Claude. So they're speaking to an audience that hasn't really been spoken to in this way.
And it came first. It's a beautiful platform. That I'm curious about how they're gonna get the executions now, because they have such a beautiful platform, and there's so many ways that they can go within it. So when the ads to come, how they fall into place here, what they decide to do with that. I don't think I've seen any executions updates since the launch.
Well, they followed up The Spot with. They did a pop-up shop in New York in the West Village. It was the Claude Cafe, and they handed out the thinking caps. It says "Keep Thinking" on it, thinking caps. The line for this freaking pop-up coffee shop for 3 straight days was around the block. And so they did it. They IRL, in real life, human first, experiential marketing, not what you'd expect from an AI company. Another I
guess you do think a lot at coffee shops.
Yeah, I love coffee shops.
A lot of problems are solved there.
But everyone was freaking out. All the tech nerds on like Twitter are just going nuts about this. They're like, they're obsessed with this campaign.
It's like the first time they've seen
good
advertising.
That's right. They're like, frick, this advertising is good. So for me, Claude positioned itself as the hero of AI. It paints AI in a good light. And I thought it was just incredible. I think it was executed so well. Mother did such a great job with the positioning, working with Claude. And a huge shout out to Claude and Anthropic. They probably figured this out a while ago. I think ChatGPT probably figured this out a while ago too, that you're gonna need some like real life creativity in humans to do legitimate cut or breakthrough advertising. And yeah, I was a big fan of this. Felix Richter, global CCO at Mother, that whole crew, global campaign, crushed it.
Now, we'll note that the ChatGPT campaign, independent agency, Isle of Any, and now this Claude campaign, also independent agency, larger, much larger, but going with Mother. Any speculation on why these AI companies have the two largest in the industry are picking independent agencies, not like a WPP, Publicis, Omnicom, IPG?
Well, I think the interesting thing, like Isle of Any calls themselves a creative ideas company. They are just like, they come up with good ideas. And I think that's kind of what they're looking for the Isle of Any thing, Isle of Any, thing. ChatGPT has such a robust, great in-house creative team, and I think Claude is similar. I don't know, because ChatGPT has Tabby, they got Kate Rauch, they've got their internal creative team. They kind of needed someone from the outside to come in and just tell them.
They're smart. Like, you got great leadership probably on both of these sides. I'm looking at the Kate Rauch at ChatGPT, obviously. Like, they know what they're doing. They got their strategy dialed in. They've got their homework. They've got the best research tools in the world. Right. They've got all the data. It's like they know what they need to do. They have the strategy. Now just give it to get the ball to the beasts.
Yeah, get the ball. You got to get it to your guys on the edge. That's a football term. You get the ball to your creatives, your playmakers on the edge, and let them work in space. And like the Keep Thinking work, it was directed by Daniel Wolf. Daniel Wolf is like an incredible...
It's Tim Nudd's favorite director.
Yeah, Daniel Wolf is one of the best directors in the game. And it gets you pumped up. MF Doom... The song created a little bit of cultural relevance right away, immediately.
Yep.
Very unexpected. And what's interesting, Gino, you come out of the ChatGPT Super Bowl ad, which I think a lot of people didn't really like that much.
I don't even remember it.
It was like the evolution of man.
Oh yeah,
was
it the Pixels?
Done in Pixels.
Oh yeah,
AI.
Who did that, Ross? Was that?
I think that was in-house.
Yeah.
I think that was the whole point.
Makes
and then you come out of that, and you're like, AI marketing is like, they don't really get it. How come we haven't seen anything? They're letting the narrative be formed by the public and the people, and then Claude Keep Thinking comes in and says it, drops the hammer, says this is what we are, like get effed everyone else.
And how?
Accenture song.
Oh, Accenture song.
Oh, interesting.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
Well, I'm excited now that the brand platforms are established. They have a look and feel. They know what they're saying going into this next Super Bowl. Like seeing what they come up with at ChatGPT, Claude, if they're in it.
Well, the crazy thing is there's going to be more Super Bowl AI ads done by non-AI companies. And you're going to have these AI companies have done some of the best work, and it's all human. It's like very creative, human-led type of work. And then all these, like the CPG... You're like the Svedka ad is going to be AI, Fembots. I mean, we just saw, obviously, Coca-Cola, AI. They're doing all this. Yeah, Kalshi, very AI. And the AI companies, Claude, they're the ones that are like, do not use AI for this ad. Holy shit.
It's actually kind of funny because like they know how to use it. Like they have probably like super genius mode,
right?
Super freak mode.
They got super freak mode.
And they could probably figure out like, well, they know how to use the tools. They have access to everything to create motion, create these actual video ads, and they're like,
yeah, they probably got to a certain point with it, and we're like,
not yet.
This is not going to be good. But yeah, it's interesting. It's really, really interesting. But I loved that ad. I loved it so much.
So let's do a quick recap here. That is it, pretty much, for our Agency of the Year podcast. To recap. Gino's Agency of the Year pick goes to Uncommon Creative Studio. Jack's Agency of the Year pick goes to
Mother.
Breakout Agency of the Year goes to Isle of Any. My campaign of the year goes to Case of the Mondays. And Jack's campaign of the year goes to
Keep Thinking, Claude, and done by Mother.
And we want to know what you think you know about your favorite stuff. So let us know.
Yeah.
And check us out for our Super Bowl coverage. Follow us on Instagram at Breaking and Entering Media. You trust me, you're not going to want to miss
Last
this.
thing, Gino, next year. Let's quickly, before we wrap it up, what do you agency you're looking out for next year? Who do you think is going to win agency of the year next year?
Ooh, wow.
Too early prediction.
Way too early.
Yeah.
Listen, I think I don't know if I think a Publicis agency is probably going to step up, and they're on a hot streak. I think they're going to start converting even more now in this in between time. So I might say like a Fallon or a BBH might be in the running.
Nice. I want to keep an eye out for Droga 5. Droga 5. This past year, David Droga officially
Terrible pick then.
out. No,
if Droga's out, why would you pick them?
No, because they've revamped the leadership team.
Yeah.
They're kind of like it's the next era. It's really hard, really hard once the namesake of your agency leaves to continue to have success. But if you're gonna be able to do it, it means you have to radically shift the leadership.
They did that,
and they did
for
that.
sure.
And they did that for sure. So Droga 5, that's what I'm on the lookout for. Campaign of the year, Gino. Brand, what do you think? I think it's gonna be
Brand of the year.
Under Armour with Uncommon.
Ooh, I like that. I'm gonna go with let's go with Shake Shack with Opinionated over there in Portland. Let's give some love to Mark Fitzloff. Great guy.
Great guy. And then my final thing, Coinbase. I'm excited about Coinbase. They just did that product launch where they launched like 6 different products. So they're going to have a shit ton of marketing and campaigns coming out. So
yes,
I think you'll be hearing a lot from Coinbase next year.
I love it. All right. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Happy New Year. Don't do anything I wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
Watch some ads. Don't skip any ads.
Never skip.
New
Turn
Year's
off
resolution.
delete your ad blocker. I've been doing I got the
post show.
I got the what's it called? HBO Max.
Yeah.
Max HBO.
Yeah.
Through Amazon, and I pay $3 a month with the ads. And I'll tell you what, I see a lot of bad ads on the streaming.
Totally.
Really bad.
Yeah, that's the issue. That's
why people hate this industry.
Well, I appreciate you not paying for the premium version and watching the ads instead.
Won't talk about the financial reasons why I didn't do it.
That's to give you some insight into the financial situation at Breaking and Entering.
Yeah.
We cannot afford the premium version. The that reminds me, I was gonna do a LinkedIn post, Ross, that was like a screen recording of me not skipping an ad on YouTube and be like, love it for the love of the game.
Yes. That's
Too
good.
bad. Love of the game. The
That's
YouTube
good.
ads
Ross's
are tough.
agency of the year pick goes to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tied between y'all's. I feel like Uncommon and Mother both had really.
Yeah.
He says it's tied between Uncommon and Mother,
They're both on my
so-called free thinkers.
Ross, what are you doing for New
mind.
Year's?
Mischief is in there too.
Mischief too.
Bushwick fireworks.
Bushwick fireworks. What does that mean? Now
That
that
is
is an out-of-home
illegal.
display. You talk about an out-of-home display.
Yes.
Ross shooting fireworks on top of home. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow. So this will come out tomorrow, December 31st.
Yeah, if we can get this to Ellie in time for her to cook up and post up.
Yeah, that'll be important. I don't know if I'm gonna be here the rest of the day.
What do you mean? We got meetings of the mind. This weekly meetings of the mind is going to be the best of the year.
Yeah.
Can we move it to 11?
No.
Okay.
It's crucial. It's at 1 p.m.
Okay.
I'll just say that.
Ross has to move it to 11.
I understand why.
Wait, why would you want it moved?
Oh, just so I can have this information going forward earlier.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. That's a good save.
What does that mean?
He wants the knowledge now so he can be better for sooner.
Yeah.
Why wait?
That's our weekly internal meeting.
So you want it to be 1 p.m.
No, I want it to be.
No, you want it to be 11 a.m. Not because you want to.
Sooner.
Not because you want to go home
I
earlier.
don't want to carry that information.
Yeah.
with me.
I
'Cause
like that.
There's
I
gonna
like
be
that. Good thinking,
But
Ross.
what about the other information you could gather in the time between now and then?
Oh, we'll gather something.
Yeah. Ross said he'll gather something.
Mm.
Ross said he will gather something. Do you have any New Year's resolutions?
Yeah, brother. Yes. What's a resolution? I have goals.
That's what people are. That's the new thing. People don't have resolutions anymore.
I'm not.
They have,
I stopped doing something.
I got one for you. New Year's rituals,
Oh,
not New Year's resolutions.
Is it
What's a
you
ritual?
do on the day?
Ritual is like a new routine, new habit. For example, I
Okay.
run every day. It's like a
Yes.
ritual. I don't run any day anymore. I'm going to the gym or I'm running every day.
I have an anti-ritual.
What's your anti-ritual?
I don't use my phone in the morning anymore.
That's still is that a ritual?
Ross, you need your job is to
Be
use
on
your
the phone. Yeah, you got to have that on.
From 8 a.m.
Oh, so you mean like when you wake up, you're not looking.
want
The
my
first thing
phone.
you're doing isn't looking at your phone.
No.
Oh, that's my favorite part.
That's
I
the
don't
best
look at
part.
my phone until I'm like dressed and walking out the door now.
You don't-
Really? Oh, I love it. That's like my favorite.
Dude,
Sometimes
that's
I
what
wake
gets
up.
me out of bed.
Sometimes I wake up at like 2 a.m. in the middle of the night. I'm like, I gotta check my phone.
Oh, for sure. That's like the blue light blasting my eyeballs is what gets my eyeballs to stay open.
I got one. I am going to be rowing this spring/summer. I have to row 3 times in 2026, or else I fail. I have to get on the
rowing?
Hudson.
Okay.
In a boat, rowing.
Does
they
the
have free
Hudson-
stuff.
Hudson allows that.
They have a free rowing club where you have like an intro course, and then you can do that for free as many times, and then they have like an elite version of that. I don't know if I'll get to the elite one, but I have to go 3 times.
That's a good goal. And you want to start that? Obviously, you'd want to do that when it gets warm.
Yeah, April is when I have a whole plan.
Mine was.
I have a
mine
workout
is,
plan leading up to it, starting January 5th.
Dude, rowing is hard.
I'm gonna change my whole life for it. And then if I do it 3 times, I don't like it. It's all good.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, you gotta try everything 3 times.
Everything.
Same with
Everything.
drugs. You ever heard that? You gotta
No.
try every drug 3 times. Mine similar. I'm thinking about this. I'm not as far along in terms of commitment as you are. Second City, improv acting class.
We should do that. You should expense that.
I know. I was thinking, let's get the whole crew.
Yeah.
The group should be going.
Should it be? They have a New York one that's not as good.
The New York one is in Brooklyn. People say it's not the same, but I think I'm sure. It's
I mean, that's all Chicago really has, right?
it's they're holding on to it.
They're holding on.
And
to
I
it.
think I think Second City. I mean, it's way past its prime in Chicago.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know. I just
100%.
don't know.
They used to have like Bill Murray and
Yeah.
Steve Carell and Colbert
I
and
mean,
Conan.
I'm curious what % of the current SNL cast is from Second City in Chicago. That's nobody can figure
It
that out.
would be a
though.
great thing for Ross to look up.
That's impossible to find out. Though.
Ross is like, I'm off the clock.
Yeah,
this is the
this is
post show.
Let us know what your New Year's rituals are going to be. That's all you got? You're going to work out every other day? Is that what you said?
Well, I've been doing that. I work out and run, and on Saturdays I play hoops. I play pickup now.
There we go.
I found it. I found a good crew.
Just workout goals.
Gotta be.
That's all I had. It's like besides doing this shit,
Studio apartments on mine.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I got that.
We're breaking up.
Yeah.
Did we tell you that in 2026? Gino and I are breaking up.
Mm-hmm. Studio apartments.
I know.
I'll go I'm probably gonna end up in like Queens,
Whoa.
maybe Bushwick.
Welcome to the commute.
Yeah, 8 a.m. arrival still.
You should live in Forest Hills.
Isn't that where J. Cole grew up?
Yeah.
Well,
Come on, Ross.
It's really really nice, but you could rent an apartment. It's like more like there's houses, but you could rent an apartment. for cheap.
Interesting.
the deep Brooklyn.
Yeah, it's where like the U.S. Open tennis U.S. Open is, and then they have that venue. There's a really cool concert venue out there. It's like an amphitheater.
I've heard about this. Yes.
Hey, the Brooklyn Mirage.
Ross, I know, is going like Ross definitely goes to like those underground like that's basement underneath a railroad in Brooklyn.
Under the K.
What's that?
It's a club.
Under the
Outside
K?
venue. Under
Outside.
the K Bridge.
Oh,
Under the Cambridge, he said.
There's a boiler room there.
Boiler room.
boiler. Yeah, you would be in
Boiler
the
room.
boiler room sets.
Cool.
It was cool. Anything else? Anyone got anything else before we go? Before we close up the office for the year?
If anybody wants to row with me or want to teach me how to row, hit me up.
Row with Gino.
Mhm. Ross, you are mandated to go to that.
Yeah.
The movie or you're rowing?
So you have to go with me to rowing.
I'll watch. I'll support.
No, you're coming
gotta
in.
film.
You're in the boat.
Oh, he's got.
You're in the boat.
It's a
We're
2-man.
doing- Yeah.
You gotta run the 2-man. 2-man in the boat.
Coxswain.
Coxswain.
Yeah.
I'll be the guy in the front.
Yeah, the coxswain.
Oh, the
Yeah.
ore farmer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What's that song?
That's not even what I was saying, but yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember the song.
Mhm.
Okay.
Turn my swag on. No, that's not
This
it.
is gonna be a great episode for the ad sickos like Ken.
Yes.
Ken Bates.
Oh yeah.
What's up, Ken?
Ken Bates is gonna.
Yes.
Ken-
This is what we do it for. I love that.
Guy, senior copywriter at now BBDO, formerly FCB. Legend.
Crazy.
He's gonna love this episode.
Yeah.
BBDO Midwest.
BBDO Chicago.
I'm really glad I got in my ads for rats.
Right. Yeah.
Shout out.
Yeah. Henry Coffey works for Mischief, and he's in a
And then
B&E creative council.
And then there's one more. There's one more. I'm gonna get her name.
I
right
butchered
now.
all their names. I remember when we did that on the board.
Yeah.
Sorry about that,
I'm
everybody.
really sorry about that.
I mean,
Emma Karencheva. Shout out to you.
they're all hired.
She is at Onboard Experiential. She's doing experiential now.
I'll tell you what,
Henry's
if
at
those
Mischief.
guys don't get jobs, I don't know.
They earned it for sure.
I don't know what's going to happen. If they didn't get jobs, I'll tell you what, man.
But think about it. You know, in the last year, you talk about rookies of the year kind of thing.
Oh, yes. I won that
The
once.
could you make, I mean, it's obviously impossible to know, but they're the only junior creatives that were like front page ad age that got that coverage.
For sure.
So that you
Oh,
think
yeah.
about
No, they.
kind of
yeah.
like first round draft pick kind of situation.
Oh, yeah.
And who picks them up? Mother, Mischief, and then Emma goes and does experiential.
Listen to the episode from last week where I talk about how to break into advertising in 2026.
Are there any other plugs? Ross Y?
Ross Y on Spotify. Yeah.
Ross
All
Wine.
streaming. All streaming.
Wherever you stream music.
All right. We're cutting it. We'll see you next year, everybody.
Have a good one. Happy New Year. 2026 is going to be the best year
Ever.
ever.